record and we'll get going. So my name is Kylie. For those of you that I don't know, I think I've seen most of your sweaty selfies in our challenge groups and stuff. But I guess I don't know if you want to say the leader of this group, this team. Megan is going to run this call with me too. She's one of my challengers. I'm sure you've seen her face around here too. So what we're going to do is just kind of go through how we recommend you get started, and then just kind of some of the things that are going to help you succeed once you go and you start and you get moving. So the first thing I want to do just really quickly is, if you saw that picture that I posted in the group today about what type of coach you want to be, if you want to be just a hobby coach, or no, what was the first one? Just a discount coach. So if all you really want is just to get the discount on your Shakeology, you don't care about getting anybody, you don't care about like messaging or making money or anything, and that would kind of put you on that end, which is totally fine. But I don't think that that is anybody here, because if that was you, you wouldn't be here. The next one was hobby. So, you know, you're just kind of dipping your toes in. You want to see what it's about. You're enjoying the program. You like the fitness. You want to make a little bit of extra money, that kind of thing. How many of you think that you're right there at that point? You're just kind of, okay. All right. And then the far end is a team leader. So you want to build a business. You want to move forward. You want to build a team. You want to go from there, or you're somewhere in between. Okay. So what I'm guessing is a lot of you are probably at that in-between point. Like, you really like this. It's a hobby for you, but you know, you're not ready to like take your whole entire life and build all of it around Beachbody. But you're somewhere in between. Like, you want to make a little bit more money. You want to get involved in this and go from there. And so if you are at that point where you're in that in between, that's awesome, because you're here and you want to learn, and we want to help you get to that point as well. So the first thing that we recommend that you do, and I know some of you have done this already because some of you have been through the coach training, and that's awesome. But if you haven't, what I would suggest doing sometime in the near future is what I like to call your coming out post. And I know that sounds really weird, but I just always call it your coming out post, because you are, like, you're coming out as a Beachbody coach. And so for me, I know when I started coaching back in July, and all of a sudden I just decided, I drafted it up. Basically what I did was I told my story. I said, hey, back in May, I started with the 21-day fix. I've lost this amount of weight. Here's what I've gained. Here's the confidence. Here's how I feel. I want to pay it forward and help people. So it's just basically telling your story, explaining what you've been doing, explaining the program a little bit. It's really good to include a picture. So if you've had a great physical transformation, that really helps for people to see like your before and your after. Now, if you're not comfortable enough doing, you know, if you take it in your swimsuit and stuff, if you're not comfortable with that, that's totally fine. I did not share that picture of mine until like I was 2 or 3 months into coaching. But what I did was I found a picture from after my daughter was born up until like, I think it was the picture I took when I was going to Megan's wedding. So there was like a 7-month span from when I was, you know, I had just had a baby. So obviously, you know how that always goes. But then, so you could see like that transformation, you know, so something like that, or a quote or something. But basically it's just getting your story out there and letting people know, hey, I'm doing this. I started this program. I love it. I have results. I want to help you get the same. Because we're going to talk about this a little bit later too, but if you aren't sharing your story or telling people what you're doing, nobody's going to know. So you have to be ready to share about that and talk about that on social media and make that post so people know, hey, this is what they're doing. You know, it's not like you're randomly just posting, hey, here's my workout. Oh, hey, here's my shake. Oh, hey, here's my lunch, my salad, my taco salad. You know, people are going to think, what is she talking about? You know, why is she doing that? But if you have that post where you're like, hey, this is me. This is what I've been doing. This is the change I've made. Then it all kind of starts to make sense. And you also start to build your following. So people see that you're doing that, and they're going to continue to watch you, and they're going to wait for your posts. And some of them might be interested, but they are just kind of waiting to see what you do. You know, they're thinking, hey, you know what? I've spent money on this. I've spent money on that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. If you are continuing to show up and you're explaining and you're sharing what you're doing and everything, they're going to start to build that credibility with you. And they're going to start to trust you and go from there. Okay, it's still me, right, Megan? I should have wrote down what we talked about. Still me. Okay. So that is one thing. If you haven't done that yet, that is the first thing that I would suggest doing, is drafting up that coming out post. Definitely, you can share it in our group. You can share it with your coach, and get their opinion on what they think. If anything, it's just kind of that confidence boost to say, hey, it sounds awesome. Go ahead and post it. I know when I did mine, I posted it, and I did not look at my phone for another half an hour. Because I was like, oh my gosh, what if nobody likes it? People are going to think I'm weird. Like, I posted it and I didn't look at my phone for another half an hour. So whatever you need to do, you know, close your eyes, push post, whatever you have to do, just kind of rip that Band-Aid right off. And so then after that, the next thing that's going to jumpstart you. So if you're like on the edge of the bridge, you know, you're on that ledge, here you go, we're pushing you off, post on social media, get out there, let everybody know that you're doing this. So you've jumped off the bridge, you're falling down, you know, you get to the bottom, now what do we do? Okay? You can't just stop there. It would be super awesome if you could post that you're a Beachbody coach and everybody came to you and said, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. From all of my challengers, I would probably say less than 5 or 6 actually reached out to me about joining a challenge group. And 2 of them are sitting on this call right now. So that tells you something. But I mean, majority of them, I had to message and say, hey, you know, here's what I'm doing. Do you have any interest in joining? So what comes next after you do your post is it's what we call the 3 vital behaviors. And the first one I'm going to talk about is inviting. And this is probably the hardest one, but it is the most important. Okay. So it's inviting and it's also posting on social media. So it can be, if you are Facebook and that's your thing, that's awesome. If you're really good at Instagram, you know, you can go that way too. I typically post my picture on Instagram and then it goes to Facebook, and I haven't tackled the whole Instagram thing yet, but I mainly focus on Facebook, and that's where I do my social media and all that kind of stuff. But people, and the way you got to think of it is, people need your help. They don't know how to ask you for it. And it's your job to post and message those people and help them. Okay, so you got to think about it. You know, they're out there. They need you. You have to go find them. And you have to reach out to them. And that's your job. You know, not everybody is going to come to you. It would be awesome if they did. But you have to reach out, and by doing that, and by the way is being consistent. And that's a big thing. Consistency is huge. The way to tell somebody that succeeds rather than somebody that doesn't is their consistency. So what I mean by that is, so let's say tonight you get off this call and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go. You make your post, you post, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, I love this program, da 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 da. And then you don't post again until Saturday morning. You're like, hey, I worked out. Yeah, I love it. Join me. And then come Tuesday, you're like, oh, my shake was really good today. I'm going to post about it. So, hey, I had this Butterfinger Shakeology. Super awesome. Message me if you're interested. And then 3 days later, you post again. Not being consistent. Consistency, you have to do it every day. You have to show up. Just like in the challenge group, you show up every day, you post your sweaty selfie, you talk about what you did, everybody compliments you and you feel good about it. That's what you have to do with coaching. And I know at first it's hard. Some of you might be sitting there like, I post like maybe once a week, like if anything, okay? And it will get better. It'll get better with time. What we recommend is starting out 1 to 2 times a day. And when I started, literally I had a rotation. I would post something about my workout. I would post a motivational quote. And then I would post either like my shake or a recipe or something that I made. And then I always try to tie in something with my family too. So for whatever reason, my daughter tends to get more likes on my Facebook than like my salad. I don't know why, but people must like to see her face more. But you know what I mean? So it's like, it's mixing things up. It's letting them into your life. And so learning from my mistake, it's not always, hey, I worked out. Would you want to join my group? And for the first like probably couple weeks of my journey, my coaching journey, I was constantly like inviting to a challenge group. And I learned quickly, okay, it can't be that way. Like you have to open up your your life and just share it on social media. Sometimes I'll use a picture from like 2 days ago and I'll post it, whatever day, because it fits into my schedule and those kind of things. So you just start small. Start 1 to 2 times a day. Post your workout. Post about the containers. Post about water. A health tip. Something positive, encouraging. It doesn't have to be all about Beachbody. It can just be about living a healthy lifestyle and making the changes that you have. And your posts are what make you your credibility. I don't want to call them your advertisements, but they kind of are. You see your Target ads and your Kohl's ads and all that stuff. And how many times do you actually have to see them for them to click in your mind that, oh yeah, I should go do my Christmas shopping at Target really fast or whatever. Same thing with your challengers. They have to see that you work out every single day, or that you are having Shakeology, or you are, having a salad, or it's okay, I'm having a cheat meal because it's my birthday. I deserve it. It's okay. I worked out and I didn't have any carbs all day, or whatever. They need to see that. That's your advertising. That's your credibility. And that's what's going to bring them to you, or they're going to trust you when you invite them to the challenge group, or you invite them to hear more information about it and those kind of things. So yeah, I would, after you do your coming out post, really focus on 1 to 2 times a day. And if you don't want to share your face, share some motivation, share a quote, share a funny fitness thing, or just post something random. Just put your name out there and get a post out there for something 1 to 2 times a day. All right. And the other thing is with the inviting is you need to be messaging at least 2 to 3 people a day and inviting them to a challenge group. And reach out to your coach. We can share some ideas in the group of how we typically message them. And we're going to talk about at the end of the call too, how you're going to come up with those people to message. And that can be hard, but just like your workouts, the more you do it, the better it will become and the easier it will be. I hate messaging. I'm not going to lie. It's not my thing. Megan does an awesome job of making her message really personable. Me, I'm more of I'm going to get to the point, let's chat a little bit, but Megan makes them very personal. That's her strength. She does really well with that. Me, I could sit at the computer and post my life on Facebook every single day. That doesn't bother me. But the messaging, for me, I guess that's more of that sense of rejections coming, and that is my weakness. But I know that that's what I need to work on, and each time I get a little bit better and I get a little bit stronger with that. So that's the first point, is inviting. So posting, that's your credibility, and then messaging. And you have to be consistent with those 2 parts. Megan, I'll let you take it away.
Okay, am I working back here? I don't usually get service back here, but I just decided I should come back here so I'm quiet. Does everyone hear me?
No.
Yep, okay. Okay, so the next part is just kind of like being proof of the product. So this was something that I guess I had really good results with a program when I first started. I got married in July, and then I kind of met Kylie through school when she started working, and then she kind of was talking to me over the summer, posting, about the fix and everything and how it was working for her. And so then I kind of just like jumped on the wagon and did my first round, and I lost a lot of inches and everything. So I was kind of excited at first that it was actually working for me. Because I'm really skeptical, with workout programs and all that stuff, because they all seem to be the same. The one thing I really liked about this program was that the containers, they're pretty easy to like measure. You don't have to sit there with your phone and like count calories. I tried that before. Just not eating stuff that you really like. I've tried that before. So just basically like selling the product of Beachbody and everything. I guess not posting and saying like, I'm selling Beachbody or I'm selling the 21-day fix, but saying, I tried the 21-day fix and I started in October and it's now December, and I'm down so many pounds and inches, or I've gained confidence back, or kind of like different things like that, instead of saying, I'm a salesperson basically for Beachbody. You're kind of like giving them, like Kylie said before, like your story, kind of giving your results and everything that happened to you. I noticed a lot of people were really interested in the 21-day fix and everything after I posted my results. I worked out a lot. I had more confidence. I was kind of like myself again, I guess. I was way more happier than I was before. I kind of carried myself differently. And one thing that my mom, she actually noticed that I was completely different, and she sees me like maybe once or twice a month, but I mean, she noticed the difference. And so just kind of posting those things and saying like, I've been working out, I've had good results with the program, and just kind of, I guess, non-scale victories too are a good thing. One of our challengers posted about like, getting a new pair of jeans, or, fitting back into those old jeans that you've never fit into before. Those are always good feelings. And when you're like, yes, they fit, you have that feeling, and you're just sharing that with everybody. I had like a moment the other weekend. I went shopping with my mom, which is never a good thing because we buy too much stuff. And she brought me a pair of pants, and she doesn't know what size I am. And they were like 4 or 5 sizes smaller than what I usually wear. And I was like, yeah, right, Mom, seriously? And she's like, just try them on. I tried them on, and I was like doing the whole like one leg thing, like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work out. I pulled them up, and I like had room to spare. Didn't know they were like 4 sizes smaller than what I usually wear. And immediately I like almost started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like that feeling right there, that's what I try to put on my posts. And so yeah, I'm selling Beachbody. Yeah, I'm doing the 21-day fix. I've done the extreme. But I'm not sitting there saying, look at me, I'm selling this. I'm actually saying, look what it's done for me, personally. Like Kylie said, like how I make them more personal. I'm kind of just weird and quirky like that. So it kind of just comes to me. Sometimes like I tell her my brain juices are flowing and stuff, and I just like make a joke about it. But that's kind of how I reach out to people. Instead of, putting out that sales pitch, I'm more of, hey, I had excellent results. I can finally, like fit into my old jeans. Or we were at Christmas break, and at like one of my pants, I could pull them off of my legs, like there was just so much extra room. And just like taking those photos and trying to share those memories and those moments with people, I feel like they can relate to it a lot more. And then another lady had mentioned that when she sees my post, she kind of feels like she's living my life with me, kind of like she was there at that moment, just trying to catch like how you're feeling, what you're saying, those kinds of things. So like when you try on those pants that didn't fit before and now they fit, and you're just like, or having that huge moment, try sharing that with everybody instead of just being more of like a salesperson for Beachbody. I think about what I had down, just basically, just being proof of the product. Make sure you're working out every day. Make sure you're having your Shakeology. You're being positive. You're surrounding yourself with positive people. That's something I've been struggling with for the last few months, because some of the people I hung out with before aren't necessarily as supportive as I thought they would be. And so I kind of not really cut them out of my life, but, I've just kind of like refocused on a new group of people that like understand me and what I'm working for and are very supportive. And so just doing that. But I think that's all I have, Kylie.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. And that was one thing that like Megan touched on it too, is that some people worry that, okay, I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. That means I'm selling Beachbody. It's like the total opposite. I mean, you're sharing your story and you're explaining to people what's worked for you, what you've done. I never feel like I'm selling it. Sometimes when I'm talking with somebody, I feel like, I'm trying to, sometimes I have to feel like I have to convince them, or like, but then again, it still comes down to I'm sharing my story. I'm sharing what's worked for me, and how I've had results and those kind of things. So don't ever feel like you need to be a salesperson, because that's not the case at all. Okay, and the third part, the third vital behavior is your personal development. And this is one that really kind of gets swept under the rug for a lot of people. And the reason it's so important is because sometimes this job can be tiring. And what I mean by that is you're sending out invites. Nobody comments back. Or people are like, nope, no thanks. Nope, I don't want to do it. Like, why are you even, some people can be rude about it when you send them messages. I'm not going to lie. And the first time I had somebody that responded really rude to me, I was really upset. I was like, I wasn't trying to offend you. I was trying to help you. and now through doing personal development and realizing that them saying no is not a reflection on me, a reflection on them, that helps make all of it a little bit easier. So basically kind of when somebody cancels too, sometimes that can be a little bit of a heartbreaker too. But with that personal development, reading and building yourself from the inside out can really make a big impact. And for me, my personal development is 10 minutes a day. It's really not a big, huge deal. Yes, this book that we started, I don't even know when we started it. See that sucker? Yeah, I'm there, so I really am not that far into it. But 10 minutes a night, that's all it takes. And it's going to take me forever to finish it, but eventually at some point I will finish it. But I just need that 10 minutes. And usually I will read that before I send my messages. So for me, my messages are the hard part. So I read my personal development to kind of boost my confidence, make me feel good. I'm on that high, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go, life is awesome. And then I send those messages because I really feel like that positivity is going to shine through those messages and that kind of thing. So even though it is sometimes oh my gosh, I have to read for 10 minutes, I've got to work on myself, really, I don't have any time, I can put this to better use. But that is super important. And if you need some suggestions, reach out to us on some suggestions to read. And just choose something that you need to work on. If you want to work on your confidence, there's books out there for your confidence. If you want to work on just some kind of motivation or social media or whatever it might be, there are those personal development books out there for you. Also, sometimes I count my personal development as watching recordings. So there's a lot of coaches above us that do recordings and team calls and stuff. Sometimes I will just listen and I learn from those, and I'm building my business, but I'm also learning tips and things like that as well too. All right, back to you, Megan. Well, I guess, hang on. Does anybody have any questions on those 3 vital behaviors? We're going to kind of move on from that and talk about a few other things. Does anybody have any questions on those, on the vitals? And just like your workouts, it will get better and easier, and you will be dreaming of them or plan your day around when you can do your 3 vitals, and it'll get better. All right, go ahead.
One book that, when you were talking about professional development, the book we had to read for school, this is for teaching, so if you're a teacher, this might be a good book for you. It's also a good book just to kind of read as a personal, preference. It's called Mindset, and it's by Carol Dweck. It's a really good book. Even if you're not a teacher, it just talks about how you can learn to your full potential, what you can do to get the best out of yourself, basically. So it's a really good book. My mom was here this weekend, and she kind of picked it up because it was just sitting in the living room, and she read it because she's kind of a bookworm. And she's like, "Have you read this? This is really good." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why it's sitting in the living room." But it is a very good book. So if you're just looking for something to kind of read, and it's not like a textbook, you don't need to take notes. It's a good book just to kind of, get into and everything, kind of let your mind go. One thing I was going to talk about was workout progress. So first I started with the 21-day fix with Kylie in her group, and then I think I did 2 or 3 rounds of the 21-day fix. I kind of felt like I was getting more I wasn't getting as much out of my workout as I wanted to, and I think it was because I wasn't pushing myself hard enough, or else I wasn't really finishing my job in the kitchen. So when I was talking to her, we just kind of mentioned of doing doubles. So once you get through your first round and you feel like, you're ready to do doubles, you can do doubles, or even upping up your weight. I used 5s when I started, and then I was like, okay, I need something else. So then I had Aaron go get 10s, and so then I'm using 10s. And then I was like, I feel like I can try 15s. And so I got those, and I was using those. So just kind of listening to your body, and if you need to go up weights, because that's how you get your results. Making sure you're trying to get through all your containers every day. For a while there, I think I was missing out on greens for a while, which those are actually really important for you, for your results. And just kind of pushing yourself. So if you have time for doubles, do doubles. Or if you have another workout you want to, try to incorporate, like I asked Kylie for her size video. It's with Shanti and If you're a white girl, it kind of makes you feel like a white girl. Basically, it's like dancing, but it's a workout, and it's really nice. And I still do it just kind of when I'm bored at home or just need kind of something extra to like kind of spice it up. After I did a few rounds of the fix, I did do the extreme. That is a workout. It's awesome. I love it. It has weights. It pushes you really hard. I got really good results. I did one round of the fix, and I had posted on Facebook a picture of like me, and then I posted a picture of after my 21-day fix extreme, and you could just see like the tone in my body. You could just see, because like some of you, once you get rid of what you don't want anymore, you kind of want to tone it up and make yourself look as good as you feel, kind of thing. So I noticed the extreme was awesome. I did a round or two of that, and then now obviously I'm on the hammer and chisel, but that's a really good workout for everybody. It's a little bit more intense, but once you've done a round or two of the fix, I would definitely suggest it. And then obviously I'm on the hammer and chisel now, which is a workout. It's awesome. I'm starting to be obsessed with it. I finally got Aaron, which is my husband. I got him into doing it with me in the morning, and he complains and bitches through the entire thing because he didn't do the 21-day fix. He didn't do the extreme. He just jumps right into it. So my advice, I guess, is just to kind of build yourself, listen to your body. So that's kind of what I have, I guess, with a workout progression. Does anyone have any questions about where to go from kind of where you're at? Okay.
I would recommend the same. I went and did the fix for a while, and then I did the extreme, and then I went back to the fix, and then I thought I would be crazy and try Insanity Max 30, which I'm glad I did it. It was a good experience. And then now I'm doing hammer and chisel as well too. So I definitely think like that progression of fix, extreme, and then hammer and chisel is a good way to go. So if you've been doing the fix for a while, definitely consider doing the extreme, just because it does bump you up a step. And I know sometimes when I first started mixing it up, I was worried that like my challengers would be like, well, you're not even doing the same program as me. Why, okay, how can you help me if you're not even doing the same program? But when you've done it for so long, you still know what they're going through. You can still help them out. I still, even though I'm doing hammer and chisel, and even when I was doing the extreme, I still promoted the fix because that's what I started with. And I think all of you have done it. You know that builds your foundation, and those habits you form in the 21-day fix really just kind of are your basis for everything. So I still recommend starting that even for your challengers and those kind of things. So building off of that, so you do your coming out post, you do your vital behaviors, you have people message you or you're inviting them and they say, yeah, sign me up, I want to join on Monday the 21st, I want to go. Then what do you do? Okay, do you definitely reach out to your personal, to your coach, but basically you sign them up. You sign them up the same way that you signed up. And to build your business, you have the people, like here's you at the top, you have your people sign up underneath of you as the preferred customer or discount coach. And you want to explain it the same way that your coach explained it to you. Copy and paste will become your best friend. And and some people, they don't want to sign up as a discount coach, and that's okay. You can sign them up as a customer. But in order for you to grow and build, you want to sign those people up as discount coaches. Honestly, I've had one person out of however many I've had that did not want to sign up as a discount coach. For whatever reason, she didn't want to. So I've had one person out of a lot that wanted to sign up as as a customer rather than a coach. So I always encourage that, just because I know that is the best way to build your business and to go from there. And then after that, you keep adding challengers, you keep pushing. Your first rank, not that I want to get too in depth and make your head spin, but the first rank is called Emerald. And like Megan and I were just talking today, she's like, I thought Emerald was this crazy huge task, and it's signing up two people as discount coaches to get you to Emerald. So if you are doing your post, you're inviting and you're posting on your Facebook, you should be able to hit that in a week. You get two people. And then from there, you just continue to build, and you reach out to those people that, just like yourselves, that did awesome in the challenge groups, that want a little bit more, and you encourage them to start coaching. And, for me at first, I was really consumed with the money. Like, okay, how much am I making? My commissions, my volume, da, 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 da. And that's all I worried about. And I had to take a step back and realize, you know what? It's not about this. This isn't why I started. I'm here to help people. And when I took the whole money away from it and out of the equation, that's when I got more people involved. And that's when I started to build. I can say, not that, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to, that kind of thing. But my income since I've started, it has doubled, if not tripled, since when I started. And that is because I've encouraged so many people. I have coaches underneath me, but it takes time. And you have to be willing to put in a little bit more effort than what you're getting paid for at the time. And so I've had a call like this every night this week. And, just putting in that effort now, because I know eventually it's going to pay off. So in the beginning, yes, it seems like you're doing a ton of work, you're responding, you're doing all of this stuff. And eventually, I promise you, if you stick with it, it will pay off. And again, like I said, when I took that whole worrying about how much commissions I was getting and I focused on the conversations and getting people in my challenge group and getting them results and getting them excited about it and posting, then that took care of itself. And it wasn't. And even now, I don't really worry about it. Like, I sometimes, I'll log in and check and see, but I don't worry about it because that's not entirely why I'm doing this. It's more about building the relationships and getting you guys started and getting you off and starting your own journey and helping others and that kind of thing. So, so that's just kind of how building as a coach goes. Definitely, when you do your post and you have people reach out to either me or Megan or whoever your coach is and ask them questions. Even if you get a message or a response and you have no idea how to respond to it, reach out to one of us because we have been there too. We've had I know when I first started, I'm sure my coach probably thought I was annoying and this person that messaged her 24/7, but you know what? That's how you learn. So don't ever be afraid to reach out to us. Don't ever think that some question is silly. If you do have a question, even post it in the team page because chances are if somebody has a question, another person has that same one. So don't be afraid to post those questions in the group either. You can definitely reach out to your coach, but feel free to post in there as well too about anything, a question or whatever it might be. So any questions before I tell you what the last little thing is tonight? Any other questions or anything that you guys are wondering about? Okay. So Meg and I were talking today at school, and we didn't want to just end the conversation and say, all right, go do good things, go message, go invite. We wanted to kind of give you, in the Beachbody world, they call it a call to action, but really it's like a homework assignment. But here's what we want you to do. We want you to take out a pad of paper, go through your Facebook friends list and rack your brain, come up with a list of 100 people that you could invite to a challenge group. Okay? Now I know that sounds insane, 100 people, okay? But what you're going to do from that is you're going to go through your Facebook friends, you're going to add those or write down those 100 people. There are your 100 people to send your invites to after you do your post. Okay? So what I want you to do is write down that list of 100 and then take a picture of it, send it to me, send it to Megan, post it in the group, however you want to do it. And then if you're one of my coaches, then I want to set up a call with you just to kind of talk about it and see where you're all at. Because I know sometimes when you're in a big group, sometimes it's intimidating to talk or ask your questions. And same thing, if you are one of Megan's coaches, take a picture of your list of 100, send it to her, and she's going to set up a time and stuff to work with you. And I know 100 seems crazy, but you'll be able to come up with it. Just look through your list and think, okay, yep, she might be interested. She might be interested. Even if you don't think they are, you can still write them down. Hey, I know they were super active in college. They just had a baby. Maybe they want to lose some weight. Whatever it might be. Make that list of 100. Take a picture of it. Send it to either me or Megan, and we will take it from there. So, all right. That was all we had for tonight. Hopefully you guys got some good info and some questions answered. And
this is what I have to deal with every day.
Looks like a hyper one.
Sorry.
So, no, you're okay.
Okay, I was going to say, if you run out of people like on Facebook and such like that, just go through like Instagram, go back and like think about people you went to college with, think about in high school. And then I also just went through my contacts list on my phone because for some reason I have a bunch of random people that I hung out with in college or, you know, something like that. So, and then obviously like with working and everything, like go back and think about those people. Like one of my coworkers, I asked her and I never thought in a million years she would join, and she's been posting pictures and, you know, commenting and stuff. So she's been doing really awesome. So just when you think you ran out of people, like just keep thinking of different, I don't know, scenarios or different people that you think would be, you know, a good candidate. So.
And just think of it more as, you know, you're reaching out to help somebody. You know, don't think of it as, what are they going to think of me? You know, are they going to think I'm weird? Like all this stuff. Think of it as you're just trying to help people. And sometimes some of the people that you least expect it, they turn out to be your greatest challengers and your greatest coaches and that kind of thing. So, all right. Well, we got 2 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, now's your time. This is crazy. Usually it boots me off because we talk too much, but we got 2 minutes to spare.
I have a question about
Yep.
the placement.
Mm-hmm.
How do I figure out which leg is my weak one?
Okay, so your weak leg, I can look it up and tell you too. Your strong leg is whatever leg you are on for me. And I think you are my right leg. So your weak leg would be your left.
The left. Okay.
But I don't know for that for sure. I'll log on right after this and check it out and let you know. I'll text you.
Okay.
So yeah, your weak leg is your opposite leg from which you're on your coach's leg.
Okay.
So like, yeah, I'll message you because I don't want to.
And so, okay, I don't really understand why they're called weak and strong. Is that weird?
Well, yeah. Okay, so it all comes back to like your volume and how that all works. And again, like I have not dug into that because I just haven't had the time and I just haven't worried about it. But basically what I was told is like your weak leg, you know, usually if you sign up a spouse, you put them on your weak leg because your weak leg is going to drive up your volume. And when you have your weak leg, like it kind of goes into your cycle bonus and building your volume and doing all of that. Basically right now, the point that you're at, you want to build 2 stable legs.
Okay.
You want to go back and forth. Like right now, I think my legs are uneven, but I'm like 10 and 13. So like my weak leg has more, and so you just want to keep building until you get to that even point, like 5-5, and then you can start putting a few more on your weak leg and kind of going from there. So right now, I would just worry about going back and forth.
Okay.
And when I finally find the time to figure out the whole volume, I will explain it and share it with all of you, I promise. All right, like 30 seconds. So anybody else have a message or a question?
I was just going to say that